Flashing Swords, our first yellow belt technique, or our first technique in Ikigai Kempo. It's based on the Parker technique of delayed sword. If you remember delayed sword, punch comes in, or it's a linear attack. And a lot of it, when I was originally taught, I was taught through a punch in Chinese Kempo. When I switched over to American Kempo, or after I changed to American Kempo, they taught it as a grab. So I kind of do it both ways, but when I teach in class, I do teach it as a linear attack or a punch. If I let them get a hold of me, then I screwed up. But it can be done either way. So we're going to kind of work it as a punching technique. Delayed sword works off the idea as the punch comes in, you're stepping back, chambering a kick, throwing a front kick, stepping in sword hand. All right, good old delayed sword. Does it work? Yes. Is there a piece to think about for a moment? Teaching a white belt, as that punch comes in, to disengage his body, stand on one leg, kick, and then re-engage and go back in. Mr. Paul didn't like that, and to be honest with you, I don't like it either. So we're going to keep both our feet on the ground for right now. And I said again, if you've ever been involved in a real fight, they're not static. There's a lot of pressure. The attacker is bearing down with momentum, weight, and everything, and to step back and then immediately disengage and stand on one leg, it's kind of risky. So we're going to keep both our feet on the ground. Now, timing and patterns and rhythms and all that stuff. As I step back, we can work it a couple different ways. So we're going to work point of origin. As I come back, the first, as a white belt, we're going to learn how to hammer. Boom. Just drop that thing down and then set up a positional check. From there, depending on how far away he is, we're going to step drag in, sword hand, palm heel, sword hand. Right? That's the book. Very straightforward. Now, if he comes in with a really blasting type attack, right, he's going to meet it. Again, this is the yellow belt version, or white belt learning a yellow belt technique. Punch comes in, hit, boom, and then we work our way in. Now, as you progress, we don't want a yellow belt. We don't want to move like a yellow belt or a white belt the whole, as a black belt, for example. So now we can go to our second method. Second method is, we had hammering, now we have thrusting. As the punch comes in, thrust from point of origin, we bring it up, we launch in, and we rotate counterclockwise. On a hammer fist, we're rotating, as a punch, on a hammer fist, we're rotating clockwise as we strike. On the thrusting, we're rotating counterclockwise. And this is the ideal. This is where we really want to go with this. We want to thrust, rotate counterclockwise as we go in, and then immediately launch right into our strike with our left hand coming in to pick up the slack, if that weapon is still there. In all reality, though, when you step back and that punch comes in, boom, you're smacking that thing out of the way. It's going to hurt. All right, so again, we come in, we thrust right into that sword hand, catching brachial plexus, carotid triangle, whatever's available, and then continuing that flow, loading that right hand into the throwing a baseball position, and then immediately coming right back down onto the opposite side of the neck. So we're getting right side of the neck, left side of the neck. Timing purposes, a couple different ways to look at this. We always talk about major, minor. First off, hit. There's my beginning of my major, minor, major. Okay? We can also go make minor, minor, major, and then minor. Again, it's up to you. It depends on your skill, your ability, distance. There's so many factors, so many variables that are thrown into this. The book is basically inward block, outward sword hand, palm heel, inward sword hand. The timing, rhythm, even the targeting to a certain degree is entirely up to you, depending upon, again, all kinds of other considerations. All right, so one more time, just a little bit quicker. Punch comes in, and then we work our way in. All right, that's Flashing Swords with a little bit of attitude on it. Hope you enjoy.